Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Good morning. It's a Tuesday. Whoa. We aren't talking power of the purse. What's going on over here? Yeah, it's our daily show. CJ Nasello right here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Thanks for tuning in. Man, it's a Tuesday that feels like Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I slept too good last night. We got a great show for all of you today. We're going to be talking to friends of the show, the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, here in about 30 minutes or so. We're going to be talking to Mary Mathews and Nathan Kerpan, who is the benchmark coach, the mortgage coach, and we're going to get the latest from them in that North Alton Godfrey Business Council spotlight. Then, around 10:10, we're going to be talking on the phone. We haven't had one of these in a while. We're going to be talking on the phone to the organizers of the Blues at the Arch Festival, which comes down the pipeline in just a few short weeks. That's always exciting. Cool that they reached out over across the river and wanted some daily show love. Then at 10:30, friend of the show, Dawn Mushill joins us. I've never asked her how to pronounce her last name. Joins us to fill us in on customer service relations, all those important topics in the next 2 hours. It's all for you if you want to be a part of it. 618-759-7469 or comment it on the Facebook Live feed. Email me. Ask your questions. I'll ask them for you. 9:07, here's what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update, and you'll never miss out. You can join myself and 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the River Bend. We'll take you to Pontoon Beach first. The Pontoon Beach community is mourning after 2 fatal accidents on Highway 111 claimed the lives of 3 individuals. On August 3rd, at approximately 8:49 p.m., Barry McGrew, 69, of Granite City, was struck by a GMC van while pushing a bicycle across the southbound lanes near Engineer Road. He later died at a local hospital. Just over 2 hours later, Cole Whitford, 29, and Morgan Whitford, 29, also from Granite City, were involved in a fatal collision between their Harley-Davidson motorcycle and a Chrysler Pacifica van. Both were ejected from the motorcycle, and they succumbed to their injuries. The Pontoon Beach Police Department, with the Madison County Coroner's Office and the Illinois State Police, are investigating this incident. The chief expressed his deep condolences to the affected families. Also in the news today, the manager of a Kyoto steakhouse in Edwardsville, Lynn Hua, has been indicted on multiple charges, including sales tax evasion and theft of government funds. Hua, 41, allegedly used false sales figures over a period of more than 3 years and to avoid paying over $100,000 in taxes to the state. The charges filed by Madison County Grand Jury include 1 count of theft of government funds, 1 count of sales tax evasion, and 3 counts of filing a fraudulent sales and use tax return. The Illinois Department of Revenue presented the case, and Hua has been granted pretrial release. He is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also in the news today, for music fans all around the River Bend, they can look forward to an unforgettable evening on Friday, August the 9th, as country music megastar Scotty McCreery takes the stage at Alton Amphitheater at 8 p.m. McCreery shared his excitement right here on our daily show, literally Zoom called in from Oklahoma, and also posted a video to the Alton Amphitheater Facebook page about his excitement about this show on August the 9th. There's only a few tickets left, and he encouraged fans to snap up the remaining ones. Gates open at 7 p.m. with VIP tickets at $79, reserve tickets at $59, and general admission at $39. Tickets are available by going to metrotix.com. VIP attendees get special perks, including reserved seating and access to the VIP tent. McCreary, a brand new Grand Ole Opry member and chart-topping artist, will perform hits from his successful career and that new album, Rise and Fall, which is out now. Get your tickets to Scotty McCreary at metrotix.com. The stage is set for another unforgettable night of music and philanthropy with Tailor Made, a tribute to Taylor Swift, a spectacular event celebrating the music of the pop sensation Taylor Swift. The special performance will take place on September the 13th at Lewis and Clark's Hathaway Hall. All proceeds benefit the Alton Youth Symphony and Alton Symphony Orchestras alike. From Love Story to Blank Space, experience the magic of Swift's chart-topping anthems performed by a talented ensemble. Proceeds will support these vital organizations, ensuring exceptional musical experiences and educational opportunities for young musicians in the region. Also in the news today, over 50 junior and senior Link Crew leaders are set to welcome more than 400 freshmen to Alton High School for Freshman Link Day on Thursday, August the 8th, from 8 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. The event helps freshmen meet their Link Crew leaders and get to know classmates and, of course, familiarize themselves with the school before the official start date on August the 15th. We are getting close. The Link Crew is a year-long program pairing freshmen with upperclassmen leaders who serve as mentors. The goal is to ensure a smooth transition from middle school. Activities include high-energy games, a school tour, and advisory learning lessons throughout the year. As we continue along for an extended newscast this morning, the Wood River City Council has officially named August the 10th as Jaden Ulrich Day to celebrate Jaden, the East Alton athlete who recently competed in the Paris Olympic Games women's discus throw. Although Ulrich did not qualify for the finals, her achievement of making the Olympic team has brought immense pride to her community. Mayor Tom Stallcup of Wood River announced a homecoming celebration to be held at the city's rec center on Jaden Ulrich Day. The event will feature a parade starting at 10:30 a.m. led by emergency vehicles from East Alton. The city council unanimously approved the proclamation to honor Ulrich's accomplishments. A bear sighting in rural Columbia has captured the attention of the Metro East and authorities alike. The Monroe County Sheriff's Department shared footage of the sighting on its Facebook page Sunday and advised the community on handling potential encounters. The bear was reportedly heading north out of Columbia. Authorities recommend remaining calm and backing away slowly if you encounter a bear, making oneself appear as large as possible if approached. Residents should not approach or feed the bears and report sightings immediately. Increased black bear activity has been noted in southern Illinois and Missouri, urging vigilance and adherence to safety guidelines. If you have a bear sighting, submit them to news@RiverBender.com as they're becoming more prevalent in the Metro East region. You know, just the other day, as we continue a brief follow-up from that bear story, we're going to have more insights on this in just a few hours. But over here, this was at Our Lady of the Snows in Belleville just yesterday. There was a bear on the campus yesterday at Our Lady of the Snows, and we're going to have an additional write-up for you there. All you have to do is submit your bear sightings to news@RiverBender.com. Also, in the news today, the Metro East region is currently experiencing a heat wave with temperatures reaching 95 degrees plus on Monday and escalating to 100 degrees on the dot today. We'll talk about it in weather in just a few moments. According to the National Weather Service, a heat advisory is in effect from noon until 6 p.m. today. Fortunately, milder temperatures are expected to be in effect for the rest of the week, with highs of 83 degrees tomorrow, Wednesday, and 85 on Thursday and Friday. Jason Harrison, an active member of the Overnight Warming Centers Initiative, has played a key role in the community's efforts to providing sufficient cooling centers. Harrison stressed the importance of these centers during extreme weather, highlighting community solidarity and the critical need for the facilities. The availability of cooling centers is crucial for ensuring the safety and comfort of residents during these sweltering days. You can see the full write-up on RiverBender for more information and details. Finally, in the news today, before we take a look at weather at 9:15, Governor J.B. Pritzker has signed into law House Bill 3144. It eliminates the 1% sales tax on grocery items across Illinois. While local governments can still impose the tax by ordinance, this move aims to ease the financial burden on families. Pritzker highlighted the importance of making essentials more affordable, especially with inflation cooling off. The bill also includes provisions of prepaid wireless surcharges and the hotel's operator's occupation tax. The measure is part of Pritzker's broader agenda to support working families, which includes establishing a child tax credit and reducing health care costs. The tax cut will take effect on January 1st, 2026. Finally, in national news today, Vice President Kamala Harris, and now the nominee for the Democratic side of the ticket, Vice President Kamala Harris has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate, looking to strengthen the Democratic ticket in Midwestern states. This is from the Associated Press. This happened just about 15 to 20 minutes ago. We're getting the full story now, and that was just announced that Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States and the nominee for the Democratic side of the presidential race, has picked the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, as her running mate for the 2024 presidential election. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. Let's take a look at your weather forecast today. A heat advisory has been issued for the Riverbend region, and it includes areas in Bond, Fayette, Clinton, Marion, Washington, Randolph, Madison, St. Clair, Monroe, Gasconade, Warren, St. Charles, Franklin, St. Louis City, Jefferson, and St. Genevieve counties. From noon until 6 today, our entire region is being affected. Expect sunny skies and temperatures to reach up to 96 degrees and a heat index value of up to 107. The high humidity may cause heat-related illnesses. Currently, it's sunny with a temperature of just about 85 degrees. And let's go a little bit more in depth here. At 9:17, it's 85 degrees. It feels like 94, but here's where the real issues start to take into effect. Air quality is getting a little bit rougher today. Air quality is ranked at 59, which is a moderate level. Grass levels are moderate at 12. Mold is low. The ragweed levels are moderate. Tree levels are low, but the UV index is very high. So if you have some issues with grass pollen, just know that those levels are elevated today. Temperatures reach up to 91 today is now what they're calling for. That's a little bit better. And it will be humid with plenty of sunshine tonight, breezy this evening. Otherwise, it will become cloudy. And temperatures drop to 66 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, a high of 79 degrees, a low of 62 degrees. As we head into Thursday, a high of 84, a low of 65. But on Friday, here we go. Scotty McCreary's in town. We got a high of just 80 degrees on Friday. Think about that. At the beginning of August, we have a high of just 80, a low of 59 degrees. That makes it for a damn good night on the Alton riverfront this Friday. A high of 80, a low of 59. But what about Saturday? On Saturday, a high of only 77 degrees, a low of 56. And then temperatures will start to creep back up as next week rolls around the corner. But there's a lot of good at the end of the tunnel this week. At 9:19, that's a look at your weather forecast for time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He is your local State Farm agent. Hey, while I have you already heard me say it 400 times now. Damn straight, Scotty McCreery is coming to the Alton Riverfront Amphitheater on August the 9th, this Friday. Now, if you have a group of friends, you're looking for something fun to do, you just heard me talk about the weather forecast. A high of 80 degrees on Friday. That's awesome. But a low temperature of 59. So by the time Scotty takes the stage, you're looking at 70, 75 degrees on the riverfront in Alton, enjoying some silver bullets, maybe a couple of Coronas, and just some great country music. You got to go to metrotix.com right now. Here's why. Thanks for asking. If you get 4 general admission tickets for August 9th, 4 or more, you use promo code SCOTTY15 and you'll save 15% on your entire ticket purchase. How about that, courtesy of the Alton Amphitheater Commission? That's all you got to do. Go to metrotix.com, get 4 or more tickets, put your promo code in of Scotty15, and you are good to go. That's a look at what's happening around the River Bend and a look at weather. And when we come back, we'll have more of our daily show. But let's take a look at downtown Alton and see how we're doing on this scorching, scorching hot Tuesday. Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. all so you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Mark your calendars for August 9th as Scotty McCreery is live at the Alton Amphitheater, celebrating the release of Rise and Fall, out now.
And tickets are on sale now.
Hear your favorites like This Is It.
This is now. This is what I've been talking about. Looking out.
And the new hit, Cab in a Solo. Get your tickets now at metrotix.com. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back, 926. Big shout out to Alderwoman McAfee. You know, I have a great Alderwoman. I had an issue. You know, I just thought maybe I could get a little bit of the road to my house a little bit fixed. All it took was one phone call, and it was done right then and there. And I'm just telling you, it's a wonderful, wonderful Alderwoman. And just thank you very much, Alderwoman McAfee, for getting back to me so quickly today. I always, for somebody, I always talk about bad things. I always complain. I got to start giving some positives away again, too. So really good, really cool. Thank you so much. And let's talk about just, some more things that are happening around the Riverbend. I wanted to fill you in on this because I know this has been such an important issue for so many of you that watch this show. Listen, guys, navigating recycling and waste disposal can feel like a maze of uncertainty for residents here in Madison County, because I've drove by a lot of our houses, driving home, and everyone looks a little bit different with their trash and the recycling cans. Some people have the 2 and the 1. Some people only have 1 because they think that it all goes to the same place, so they dump the recycling in. There's a lot of questions. Well, with industries evolving and guidelines ever changing, understanding how to responsibly manage our waste is more crucial than ever. Back to basics. Madison County's approach to waste management aims to tackle these issues head on by offering practical answers and insights. Brandon Banks has been with Building and Zoning for Madison County and the department in the Resource Management Division for over half of a decade, where he works to improve the quality of life for Madison County residents, businesses, schools, and local governments through programs that foster healthy, resilient, connected communities. Come to Old Bakery Beer Company on Tuesday, August the 13th. Come early and bring your dinner into the venue and chat with the speaker. You can contact Chris Crusa, the Sierra Club program chair, with any questions at 410-490-5024. That's 410-490-5024. Just wanted to fill you in on that because there are a lot of questions, because I've heard that, and this has been an actual, not an argument, but I was sitting there, I'll be honest with you, I was Cat Daddy solving all the world's problems a couple of weeks ago during all the fun, and I was brought up, does the recycling go to the same place? Can you just throw it in your trash can? I don't know. I really don't. And we had this conversation. It lasted a couple of minutes, but I'm curious. Do you know where it goes? Because I sure as heck don't. Inform me today. Make me feel a little bit smarter. But hey, Let's take a quick break, and we will come back with our North Alton Godfrey Business Council Spotlight. But before we do that, on Thursdays at 2 p.m., you can hang out with a brand new show, because I know that sometimes you get a little bit bored of seeing me every day, with Brian Trust, of course, one of the trusted and true voices of the Riverbend region for a long time. You know, with Trust Family Auto Sales plus the DJ Brian Trust, now on RiverBender.com, with a whole new type of a show called You're Beautiful. And all it does is it explores one's faith. We aren't talking religion here. We aren't talking denominations or anything like that. We're just talking faith with Brian Trust. He comes on and he fills us in on his journey and brings in some wonderful guests for an hour conversation. I hope you go in and check it out. I invite you to watch it live on Thursdays at 2. Also, you can watch it on demand at RiverBender.com/beautiful. At 9:29, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council right after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry.
Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. My boy, 9:32. Welcome back. You couldn't hear that conversation. North Alton Godfrey Business Council Spotlight with front of the show, Benchmark Mortgage Coach.
Hey there.
Nathan Kerpan. How are we doing, man?
Good.
Is it Kerpan or Kerpan? I always pronounce Kerpan. See, I always add a little bit of spice to it. You know,
I like the little flair. It's kind of like the old Grey Poupon commercial.
Yeah.
I heard that growing up, by the way. So.
And then Mary Mathews, Tony's Ranch House. How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, you know, hanging in. There's Cheeseburger Day.
It's Cheeseburger Day.
I'm telling you.
11 to 9.
Before we dive into this, you guys have just been bombarded with love lately. You know, I've been on Facebook.
It's a great community.
Oh, man.
That we live in.
People are talking about how great your pizzas are, your chicken sandwiches, now your cheeseburgers. Life's good.
I know it is.
Okay, now. Okay.
Now we got to go.
Are you hungry?
Yes. Well, I'm excited because it's my haircut day, and the haircut day means I get to leave early so I can snag lunch. I'm feeling good. I'll save
see you there.
Well, it's the first Tuesday of the month, and if you're just tuning in for the first time or the 1,000th, you know that we spotlight businesses in the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, and it's always a great group of people just to kind of get around each other, network, keep up to date on what's happening in the community.
Yeah.
And let's start off with you, Mary. How long have you been a part of the council?
Oh, I guess about 4 or 5 years now.
How's it been like for you?
It might be a little bit longer. It was before COVID because
There you
Zeke
go.
used to have
PC.
breakfast. Yeah, that's how I judge everything.
That's always a good gauge.
Yeah. So Zeke just came to me one day and asked if we'd be interested in joining, and we did. And they had a couple breakfast meetings there, and it was just a great community, great group of people to work with. You know, everybody trying to support everybody in a small town.
Absolutely. And Nathan, what are your thoughts on the council?
Well, actually, interesting is being in business now for 24 years in the community, just like Ranch House has been around, didn't know about the council until about a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
And it was another area of business that said, hey, I'm going to this meeting. And I'm like, what meeting? Right? So met, the exuberant Zeke.
That's a good name. I like that.
Yes. Got to meet him and the council and just saw the quality and the quantity of businesses that have been involved for going over 50 years.
Yeah, well, just on top of that too, I like that it's not one of those stuffy meetings, where you got to go in and kind of walk around like this.
Right.
It's free.
Not at all. Yeah, everybody's just so friendly and happy to be there.
Yeah,
right.
Very casual.
Well, and you know what I think's cool too is everyone from even the same industry, even if it might be a competing business in theory, this doesn't like that. It's just that atmosphere of, hey, how are you doing?
I answered an email this morning from Andrew.
Oh, did you?
He's in banking, and we were going back and forth about stuff, and being in lending, and he's in lending. But we actually collaborate on various things. So it's not
Really cool.
it's not a dog eat dog environment. It's very about the community and what we can bring to the community.
Well, and Mary, what's it like hosting some of those breakfast meetings before the COVID fun came into play? Because really, those meetings are a lot of fun and really just
they're
enjoyable.
great. I mean, I just like to be able to see everybody and hang out. And a lot of times when people come into work, I'm working, so I don't get to talk to people as much as you would like. So it's great to be able to talk to them. Karen Wilson, great customer, great friend. And it's always nice to see her and be able to talk because when she comes in, I'm working.
Right. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah,
that's what I
great.
couldn't do with the bar, but it's I don't know how you guys do it because I'd be in jail. I'd totally be in jail. But,
oh man, we have greater faith in you than that, CJ.
Getting back into just how things are going, Nathan, you have anything coming down the pipeline that you'd like to fill our audience in? Because you've had some really powerful coaching. What do you call them? The empowerment zone?
Well, I mean, we have our masterminds.
Yeah, masterminds. That's
and
what
we've been doing is we've also been pivoting to creating more content around just whether it's business education, financial education, etc. And so actually one of the things that we're having the end of the month on the 29th, starting the 29th, is a virtual version of Financial Peace University. So I'm a Dave Ramsey certified master coach as well. So along with mortgage, which is kind of contradictory, like we put people in the biggest debt in their life. But really my heart is... It's true. I mean, the truth is the truth, right? But my heart really is helping people manage their finances, make good, responsible financial decisions, and get out of debt, candidly. So, and part of financial freedom, you ever want to be free, is to not have to write that check every month to some bank or some institution. Be able to write that to yourself.
Has your phone been blowing up the last couple of days by chance?
Yeah. I mean,
I wanted to ask you in a way because it's not, I don't know
interest
too much.
Rates,
right. Interest rates. And then now you got the Dow that dropped 2%, and not points, but 2% is pretty rough.
Yeah.
What's your kind of conversations look like when you have some concerned individuals that are watching the news too much?
And we've got people that are buying homes and things like that right now, right? So they're like, hey, am I going to get to benefit from these new low rates? And remember, the media is really great at making everything fantastical, right?
Right.
And they're good about that for all of our industries, right? Now, don't get me wrong, though. We had a sharp move in the bond market where we've seen the best pricing, which is what dictates interest rates. Sorry to get in the weeds. But we've seen that just the best pricing that we've seen in all year, right? So that's a true economic impact on what makes rates lower, right? It's a simple buy and sell. You know, it's a demand, right? And so the more demand there is, the cheaper rates can be. And the demand went through the roof because the market was struggling. So that's probably the simplest way I could put it
Really
in 30
cool.
seconds or less.
Well, it's so fascinating to me because I bought my house in July and I'm sitting there, last year, July, and I thought, you know, at least I'm not in this limbo period because I'm sure there's a lot of folks that are curious and a little bit nervous almost at this point. And it's just making sure you're transparent and keeping that open line of communication for...
Well, it's a lot about the clarity with certainty is one of our mottos, right?
That's cool.
And so being able to show them, you know, I had clients close in the last couple of weeks in the 5s, but they had clarity on what they wanted for themselves. Well, I've had other clients close in the 6s, and that's what made sense for them. And so there may be opportunities and things like that ahead. But the point is to keep it very a focus on clarity and what matters to that client, what works best for them. And that's just really the best way to go about it is kind of visualize the numbers. And we use a lot of visual aids to help people see what options are side by side. That way they're not just here's a take it or leave it offer. I think the world's really good at saying, well, here's your offer, take it or leave it. And there's so much more of that. There's more complex opportunity, but we simplify it with that clarity.
100%. I mean, and just hearing you, because I know nothing about this stuff.
No.
But it gives me the peace of mind, and I'm not the one getting ready to close on the house.
Right.
But that's a good thing to know, and seeing that visual aid's a really important piece, I'm sure.
Yeah, and to not be Mr. Marketing here, but one of the things that we've done to bring some peace to those that have bought, because guess what? You can lock in the price of the home today, right? Because what's the price going to do tomorrow? Rates go down, price is just going to continue to go up. Homes have not been mass produced like Ford Mustangs, right? So they can't roll out a line, and it's just not something we've done a lot of here in the Midwest. And what we've done as a company is we've actually set it up where those that have bought, like yourself last July, well, any opportunity where that's going to be a benefit to refinance, we're going to waive lender fees on those refinances for up to 5 years.
Oh.
So we just kind of removed that concern right off the bat for our clients and say, yeah, you do have to qualify.
Right.
You got to have an appraisal. You got to have those different things, those ducks in a row. But at the same time, we're going to make it very economical to be able to do that.
Excellent.
Damn it! Why didn't I call him? God dang! You know, speaking of of things and prices right now, and just folks a little bit nervous about mortgage. What I think's cool, Mary, is that you guys, no matter what, especially the last couple of years with food prices going to astronomical levels, you guys have really made it a point to keep all of your prices damn near the same, and I think that's really a great thing for community.
We really have tried, and I think a lot that helps with us is our customers and our regulars coming back, that we can keep those prices down. It has been a struggle. I mean, of course, with everybody, the price of food has obviously jumped drastically. So you do what you can, and you run the specials. Tuesdays and Thursdays we have the cheeseburger specials. Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday we have a fried chicken special. Fridays are fish, and Monday is meatloaf and pizzas.
Wow.
So you gotta...
Nathan, didn't she say that she was an amateur? But no, I've never done this before. You just slipped in every one of your specials in one sentence. That was pretty impressive.
I gotta take some notes from this lady.
That's what my brother told me to do. Make sure you slide those specials in.
Good job, Johnny.
There you go.
Why don't we do this? It's 9:45. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of our Business Council Spotlight. You stay there. We'll stay here, right here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Mathews Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance Insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Mathews team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MathewsInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back. Sorry, we're just talking. The best part of the interview is always during the commercial break. I get emails all the time. They're like, "Can you please turn that damn microphone on when you guys come back to the screen here?" No, but getting back to Mary and Nathan here, getting just back to the council overall. How important do you think it is for our community?
Oh, I think it's really important. I mean, look at like the community Christmas that the Freers do and all that, or Christmas in July. Take that back. Christmas in July. I mean, I think it's great. And, the Freers have become good customers of ours. And,
that's a good point.
My sister-in-law wrecked her car. She took it to them. I think that's just the way it works back and forth in the small community.
Yeah. I mean, I think...
And everybody's supporting everybody.
What happens is, coming to that room, I've been involved in various networking. I've attended Rotary. I've attended different BNI type meetings. And those groups are a lot more closed and kind of the who's who that's there, the norm, right? And what I've noticed about the council is it's a much larger group, and that larger group is also much more diverse. I mean, we've went to grand openings of some of the area hospitals. Mm-hmm. We've sat with the CEOs and the presidents of various companies. We're about to do that again here, I think, next week?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we've got, like, the vice president of that company that's, I forget the name
Frontier
of the company.
Material?
Yeah, somebody like that.
Imperial, right?
Imperial. Well, we had Imperial a while back.
Yeah, we already had them.
And then we have it's down in East Alton.
Oh.
It's the Wheeland.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, sorry, new name. I
know. Well, we're traveling. There's so many tours coming down the pipeline too, and that's what I think are those opportunities.
Well,
man.
And what opportunity do we get to sit down with a vice president of a company that's investing $50 million in our community?
500 million.
Whoa, just a zero. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't want to exaggerate.
Yeah, no, it's seriously $500 million.
That just, when do you get that opportunity? And that's going to impact every single one of our businesses, every single one of our families, and that's such a huge opportunity.
Well, and I don't know, maybe I'm off on the wrong foot here, but Mary, it seems like whenever there's events and things going on, it's good for you guys to stay in tune with it because hey, when are the high traffic days going to be at Glazebrook and all? I don't know. Not to put words in your mouth.
Like you were saying, like when those guys come from out of town to work down at the gas companies and stuff. We became friends with a lot of them. Some of them from New Orleans, and cool. They're great guys. They rent houses in our area, and they like to come to like a hometown place to eat. And
yeah, they do.
They came to our, the ranch house. They go to Roper's. They go to Pete's, and I think that's great to keep,
Well, let's face it too. If you're going to invest the money in eating out these days,
right?
As a conservative financial with a family and everything like that. I decided, you know what, I just want to eat local. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, fast food has its place, but it's gotten as expensive, if not more expensive, than just sitting down and having a good
Right.
meal at a place like the Ranch House.
You're 100% right. I mean, 100. Now I got a question, Mary. Hot topic question. Breakfast ever coming back?
Probably not. We talked about maybe doing like a Sunday brunch or something, but it's hard to find workers.
Well, and that's
I mean,
another big
it's
point,
a really,
because I've always wondered that, because you guys really, and this is what I think's really cool too, is you can see dedication, and I don't know how you feel about this, Nathan, in a small business just by the way that they operate, because you guys are there all the time. I mean, regardless of if you have 3 that you hired on staff or not, you're
Right.
there to get the job done.
Right.
I mean, so is that really just what it is? Just staffing and all
it
that?
is staffing, and you know, when we closed the restaurant side, it was, you know, after it was during, you know, COVID, we didn't open back up on that side, and it was because you couldn't find enough workers, and then the bar was getting busier, and we have a small kitchen, so you can't be pulling that, you know, the kitchen was having trouble doing both sides.
Right.
And, you know, to be honest, breakfast is my favorite, of course. That's what I always worked. But it's a hard, you know, getting somebody to come in at 5 o'clock in the morning and getting things ready.
I remember those days
You know.
working the restaurant scene.
Right.
And when I was young, it was like, hey, could you get anybody to show up?
That's
you know,
such a
on a
good-
Sunday morning especially.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, though.
Right.
And I just think it's great, though, that you guys have adapted and moved forward, and
Yeah,
it seems
gotta
like it's
move with the
working well.
times, you know, kind of situation, you know?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's key.
Well, and Nathan, what are some of the things that you see coming down the pipeline in your industry? Is there anything that's going to, you know, maybe affect things in a good way, a bad way? Is there?
Well, certainly, you know, you've got the
Fed,
economic,
yeah.
right? You've got the jobs. We just got done talking about jobs, so we're starting to see, you know, those reports come out a little not as strong as we'd like them to be. You know, inflation is still kind of, you know, impacting every one of our wallets, right? It's a big word. But it's really down to, you know, what I just put in my gas tank on my way here.
Right.
You know, the school closed, right? It's August, right? We're getting ready to go into school time, and we're like, the wife's going, hey, what's the budget for school clothes? What do we have here for this?
Yeah,
and
you're
it's just
right.
more expensive than ever, you know, across the board. And so what you're gonna see from an economic standpoint is hopefully some lower interest rates, because you know the Fed will kind of step down off of that, and they'll want to, dare I say, control the economy the best they can, which is to reduce that Fed rate, which then makes banks a little bit looser, things a little bit cheaper, you know, things like that. So I think you're going to find an ebb and a flow. But if people don't have good jobs, I've always said, you know, the number one indicator is jobs, right? Things are going to keep on going well as long as people have jobs or their job openings.
Yeah.
Right?
where they can spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to make money to spend money. I mean, you
Exactly.
know.
That's a very good point. And, you know, that's what I think so fascinating is everyone I've talked to is that spending money is starting to dry up, you know, quicker
Yeah,
and
people
quicker.
don't have extra.
Yeah, no.
At the end of the month.
Well, when you have power bills that are $500 a month,
Right.
you know, I'm
Yeah.
seeing so many people talk about their utility costs and things like that. That's a real reality that hits the pocketbook, and
Right.
you don't have a choice.
Well, I got to ask you this, Mary. What about some of the packing supplies and all of that for styrofoam? Because
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I've heard that has just
Yes,
jumped.
like tripled since COVID.
That's insane to me.
And I mean, I've noticed a lot of, you know, restaurants, and we've actually started talking about it. They're charging when you get a to-go order. There is a little service
Yeah.
fee.
I don't blame you.
Because we have, I mean, they put service fees on all of our, you
Can't
know,
wash the
trucks that
styrofoam.
come and yeah.
It's not a plate, right?
Right.
You
Yeah.
go through the washer.
And, you know, they charge us a service, you know, a gas
Oh,
you know,
surcharge.
fee,
Yeah.
surcharge. Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
And so it's kind of like, yeah, you're like,
Well, and your trash company's doing it to you. Your power company's
course.
doing it to you. And it's
a
not
good
just
point.
the food. It's
yeah, it
everything
just goes all the way down the line.
that goes down the line.
Well, and that's why I knew, because I heard it a couple of times now, that these take-home containers are just going astronomically through the roof. And I'm curious to know, but
Yeah.
I totally would be happy to pay that charge because of what it's doing to some of these restaurants.
Right. I mean, it is. It's crazy. Like just those little things that you don't think about,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh. When you're looking at it the end of the month, you're like, oh lordy.
That really
But,
added
you
up.
know, that
Well,
added
yeah,
up
I mean,
quick.
we've seen it in our business. We've seen credit costs just to help someone apply and get them approved for financing, whether it's a purchase or refinance, has gone over $100 per customer. So
Whoa.
literally,
Wow, that's
just
a
to be
big
told
jump.
yes or no and we don't charge application fees. But guess what? It's packed into the cost. We're spending thousands a month as one office just on credit report costs.
Right.
Right. So it's like the things you don't see, right? And you wonder why the cost of other things are going up. Well, guess what? Across the board.
Like credit card fees for us.
Well, that's insane.
I mean, we had to put a 3% like everywhere else, and we just did it a couple months ago, and we held off as long as we could. But you know, like our tax guy was like, "You guys have to do it.
Yeah,
you're eating this, percentage."
Well, and what is your kind of message too for folks across the board? And Nathan, I'd love your thoughts too. You know, Mary, we'll start with you. What's your advice for maybe someone in the public that or a consumer that maybe comes in and gets a little bit frustrated with that because
bring cash.
Yeah. Good answer.
That's
Thank
what
you.
I tell my regulars: bring cash.
Yep. Yeah. But it makes sense though because you guys have to. You can't keep eating that.
Right. I mean, and then you have to pass that along, and that's not what you want to do.
Yeah. Right. And you know, is that really? Are we coming to a point where cash is king, Nathan? You think in some of these expenditures?
You know, in a lot of our business, it's not something that we can even transact in.
Right.
So I we're not necessarily dealing with merchant fees on credit cards, but again, when you look at, do we transition to increasing our risk by having a lower quality application process? Because we really believe in having, our name really meaning something in the marketplace, where when someone has a pre-approval letter and you're out looking to buy a home, benchmark, okay, well, we know this is a done deal. Do we risk going with maybe a one credit bureau cost versus, so you're always looking at those things as a business owner. And we've agreed that we're not going to do that, but we've also agreed that what we're going to do is just make sure we're having, again, a very clear conversation with people, getting an understanding where they are, and offering solutions like Financial Peace University to those that maybe aren't ready, right? And that's across all income strata. So those that want to get involved with Financial Peace University, it's not just someone that's really struggling from an income standpoint, because guess what? We all need what we make and a little bit more.
Yep. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, and as we're wrapping up, we've already been talking for a long time. Nathan, you were talking when we first came on about an upcoming opportunity for folks. What was that again? I'm so sorry. I forgot to write it down. I grabbed my piece of paper.
So, we're having a virtual edition, so it'll be very easy to interact with over Zoom. Financial Peace University, and that's going to start on August 29th at 6:30 p.m. And if you want to, check us out or are interested in that, just shoot us a text message or a call at 314-551-9587.
And we'll link everything in a write-up, too, because I really think, especially right now for my generation, too, Nathan, I always go back to mine because it's just where I can connect with the most. Yeah. There's so many kids that really just, and I barely am there to know how to get through the month and make sure that all the bills are paid. After a year, I have not been behind on anything, so that's good. But it's like what you said. It's like,
Are you ahead?
No.
No. I mean, it's hard to get ahead.
It is. I'm barely struggling.
And the baby steps meet people where they are, whether you're somebody just trying to establish an emergency fund or you're wanting to give away generously because you've made it to that season. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. Because I need it. I'm serious. It's like
we all do.
Everybody needs it.
I use it in my household.
That's really cool.
I have to use it in my household as well.
Do you really?
Yeah. I follow every time I find myself going off the rails, it's because I stepped away from the baby steps, and there's just seven of them. So it's very, very simple process.
That's a hell of a tease.
So is it like a budget you give yourself?
Yeah, it's
I'm not very good at following a budget.
Well, the beautiful thing about a budget is a budget's meant to be flexible. we think certain way, but it's just about apportioning certain things for certain areas of life, right? And so if it's clothing, then okay, here's what I have for clothing this month. If it's food and enjoying a night out with my wife, here's what I have in that budget. And your intent, it's really intentionality.
That sounds very reasonable.
Just intentionality.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm in. I'm seriously in. And Mary, what's coming down the pipeline at Ranch House? We got cheeseburgers today.
Okay, we got cheeseburgers today. And then the last Wednesday of every month from 4 to 9, we do our Greek night. Everything else stopped. The rest of the menu stops, and it's just Greek food, which all my grandma's recipes.
But I heard that's the one that you got to get there early.
Got to get a reservation.
Okay, it's a full parking lot.
Last month we were sold out, so you need a reservation. Call me early in the month.
What's the phone number?
618-466-9734.
And just to clarify, you guys you can place your order by phone and come in and pick it up, correct?
On Greek night?
No. Just regular.
Oh, on regulars, yes, but the cheeseburgers are dine-in only.
Oh, that's a good note. Man, no wonder I didn't get a cheeseburger a couple weeks. My parents were out there. I said, "Bring me a cheeseburger
Nope,
home."
forget you. It's full price.
That's what they did. Seriously, guys, thank you so much for stopping
thank you
by.
for having us.
You know what I think's cool, though? This is why I like the council. You know, we have a mortgage coach and a restaurateur walking into the studio, and we came up with a really great segment about the business council. I think that's awesome.
I'm getting a cheeseburger.
Hey, you know, another great supporter of us, and this is the part where I got to do a little bit of business, is Village Dispensary. Bet you guys didn't know that. You know, you got to head on over to Village Dispensary where, you know, friendly faces and quality cannabis await you. Let me be blunt about this. Village Dispensary is your go-to spot for all things green. Thank you. Whether you're after flowers, vapes, topicals, tinctures, edibles, concentrates, and/or accessories, they've got the selection that'll make Harold and Kumar blush. Their friendly staff is faster than a Fast Times ride, getting you what you need in no time. Locally owned, union built, and community focused. It's all about dedication to bringing you quality cannabis experiences. When you stop in to Village Dispo, don't forget to tell them CJ sent you over their way, because it's a joint effort. That's Village Dispensary or villagedispo.com. Top of the hour news next. Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Clonuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
No matter the season, Played Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Played Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, 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 blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Mark your calendars for August 9th as Scotty McCreery is live at the Alton Amphitheater, celebrating the release of Rise and Fall, out now.
And tickets are on sale now.
Hear your favorites like This Is It.
This is now. This is what I've been talking about. Looking out.
And the new hit, Cab in a Solo.
Can't believe what I just saw.
Get your tickets now at metrotix.com. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. I was just continuing that comment. Well, how great of a segment was that one? We talked about a lot. 10:05. We have a couple of minutes before we talk Blues at the Arch Festival, and let me just dive right into top of the hour news. Country music fans can look forward to an unforgettable night on Friday. This Friday, August the 9th, as Scotty McCreery is live at the Alton Amphitheater at 8 p.m. McCreery joined my show on Friday and filled us in on his excitement. He also gave a special video to the Alton Amphitheater to relay to the community his excitement ahead of August 9th. Tickets are available through metrotix.com, and you can get your tickets today. Plus, if you buy 4 or more Scotty McCreery General Admission tickets, use promo code SCOTTY15 to save 15% or more. Also in the news today, the stage is set for an unforgettable night of music and philanthropy with Taylor Made, a tribute to Taylor Swift, a spectacular event celebrating the music of the pop sensation. The special night will take place on September 13th at Lewis & Clark's Hathaway Hall, with all proceeds benefiting the Alton Youth Symphony and Alton Symphony Orchestra. From Love Story to Blank Space, experiencing the magic of Swift's chart-topping anthems performed by a talented ensemble. Proceeds will support these vital organizations, ensuring exceptional musical experiences and educational opportunities for young musicians in the region. Also in the news today, the Metro East region is experiencing a heat wave, with temperatures reaching 95 degrees on Monday and escalating to close to 100 degrees today, August the 6th. According to the National Weather Service, a heat advisory is in effect from noon until 6 p.m. today. Fortunately for all of us, milder temperatures are expected for the rest of the week. Highs of 83 degrees on Wednesday and 85 degrees on Thursday and Friday. Jason Harrison, an Alton resident and active member of the Overnight Warming Centers Initiative, has played a key role in community efforts to provide sufficient cooling centers. Harrison stressed the importance of these centers during extreme weather conditions, highlighting community solidarity and the critical need for such facilities. The availability of cooling centers is crucial for ensuring the safety and comfort of residents during these sweltering days. Let's take a look at your weather forecast. It is 86 degrees. Come on here. It's 86 degrees. It feels like 97 out there. Today, humid with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, breezy. Otherwise, it will become cloudy. There is that heat advisory that is in effect until 6 p.m. tonight. And please be careful if you have to go outside. Don't stay out for too long. And if you can avoid it, just stay inside until 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. Currently, as it sits, it's 86 degrees at 10:07. We'll take a quick break. Daily Show hits you next. Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Mark your calendars for August 9th as Scotty McCreery is live at the Alton Amphitheater, celebrating the release of Rise and Fall, out now.
And tickets are on sale now.
Hear your favorites like This Is It.
This is now. This is what I've been talking about. Looking out.
And the new hit, Cab in a Solo.
Believe what I just saw.
Get your tickets now at metrotix.com. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Blowing through the jasmine in my mind.
Oh, here we go. Welcome back to our daily show on this Tuesday morning, the 6th day of August. On the line, joining us by phone is Camille Brooks, the Director of Programming and Events for the Gateway Arch Park Foundation. Camille, good morning and happy Tuesday to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for giving us the time this morning. It's, just being right across the river, I always find it fascinating, just being here in Alton, how sometimes we're closer to you guys than we are, some of our neighbors here on the Illinois side of the Metro East. And we have a great opportunity this weekend for some great music.
We absolutely do. It's at the Gateway Arch National Park, our hometown, national park here in St. Louis, and of course, right close to our friends in Illinois as well. It's the only music festival of its kind that takes place on national park grounds. So we're really excited about that. And the festival kicks off this Friday, the 9th. We have music starting at 4. And then all day on Saturday from 12 to 8 with a fireworks spectacular at the end, and then brunch on the weekend, on Sunday, I'm sorry. So really excited, to have people come down.
Well, and on top of that, too, we're on your website now following online at archpark.org/events, Blues at the Arch, and just seeing the lineup. I was over on the dial in St. Louis for a couple of years, Camille, and Jeremiah Johnson, the Soulard Blues Band, Amber Bullock. I mean, these are just incredible artists all weekend long.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we wanted to make sure that we had some hometown representation, but also some regional and national artists as well. We'll start the show with Amber. So she's our opening act on Friday. And this year we're wanting to tell the story of, blues and how it started and how it has been an inspiration, kind of a jumping off point for all other genres of music. So we'll start with Amber and a little gospel, blues rendition. And then we have DK Harrell coming from the New Orleans area. So we'll be excited to have him there. But like you said, Jeremiah Johnson, Soulard Blues Band. We'll mix it up a little bit with Lamar Harris and some jazzy tributes. So it should really be a good time.
Well,
and the weather is going to be perfect.
That's what I was getting. You hit it right on the head just there. I was telling people today, I said, name me the first week in August you remember where the temperature will be below 85 degrees all day on a Saturday.
I know. So we're so excited about that. Last year, I think it was 95 was the temperature. So this year we've got a little bit of a reprieve, some great music, and we just really expect the crowds to come down, hang out, have a good time. Our mission at the foundation is to get people to come down to the Arch grounds for more than just that one trip to the top, but to experience it in a lot of new and in different ways. And so our sponsor this year is visitmissouri.com. And again, the goal is to get people to visit Missouri, hang out, and enjoy it in lots of new and different ways.
Well, and what I think is really cool is the way that you guys have really spread this event out to incorporate all aspects of the St. Louis Metro East. I wanted to ask you if it's okay, Camille, about the Kids Corner for families and maybe young parents out there that like to take advantage of a free weekend underneath the Gateway Arch. What's that Kids Corner look like?
Yeah, so the Kids Corner, again, just an opportunity for you to bring your family down. So we have yard games. We have this really cool building blocks where you get to build the arch. We have cornhole and the giant Jenga and the giant yard games. But we also have a really cool musical petting zoo. Our friends at the National Blues Museum, who are also our partners in this event, they bring down all of these instruments because we want kids to get introduced to the instruments, to be able to touch and feel them and see what they are. And maybe spark some interest for the next generation of artists.
That's really cool. I love that a lot.
Yeah. Well, but again, like you said, for families, it's a festival, it's free, and we got to have something for the kids.
100%. Well, I don't know if James told you this yet or not, Camille, but I'm a very nosy person, and I saw that and I saw that on Sunday, the 11th, there is going to be a blues brunch. Fill me in.
Yes. So to kind of bring the weekend to a close, we thought, what else can we do? And everybody loves a good brunch, right? And so we're partnering with 612 North, which is, again, still in that North Gateway area of the Arch grounds. They have a beautiful view of the Arch and the Arch grounds, and the Coleman Hughes Project will be performing there. So it's a unlimited brunch. So you pay for your tickets, and then you can upgrade for unlimited mimosas or whatever you want to do. There's a full bar.
That sounds, you had me at mimosas, Camille.
But it's a good time. It's from 10 to 2. It is a ticketed event, so the rest of the weekend is free, but this one is ticketed. And tickets are available on our website. But and kids are allowed to come, offered to come as well. So, but it's just a great time to end the weekend on a cool and fun note, to be able to sit down and enjoy the artist and just, settle in for the weekend.
Well, and also, I did not know this. Wanted to touch on the other activities and how guests are encouraged to explore the National Blues Museum. Is that near the? I'm sorry, I feel kind of silly for asking this question. Is that on the Arch grounds?
It's not on the Arch grounds, but when we started the festival back in 2016, it was to celebrate the opening of, the National Blues Museum. And so we partnered with them to do this. And so we do encourage, it's a short walk from the North Gateway area, and they have lots of, just rich history about blues in St. Louis. And then at the festival itself, we actually will have one of their traveling exhibits about queens of the blues or women of the blues. And it has some really cool, just artifacts and information and cool pictures about women who have been pivotal in the, in the blues genre. So you can get a little sneak peek of the museum. And then, of course, you can head on over to get, your full view of all the things that they have.
Well, and on top of that, too, what entices me, I don't know, maybe it's the Italian in me, but it's the food. I just love a good food lineup, and it's the vendors that you guys have are just incredible. If you could preview the vendors, the food and drink options, just in case it might entice us a little bit more to hop in the car this weekend.
Yes. So we have the Mobile with the best burgers in St. Louis.
It's true. That is true.
They are so good, and they, like farm raised their cows and everything. It's fantastic. But then there's Jive Turkey. So we have turkey, we have tacos, we have hibachi, we have one of my favorites, Norwal's there with some cool, craft beverages. And again, family friendly. So we have the non-alcoholic ones as well. Poor Decisions will be there, serving up some cocktails, beer, and wine as well. So just a good, array of things for everybody. Cool treats, warm stuff, finger foods, just really good. So you can get some good music, some good food. And we also have on Saturday, you can kind of elevate your experience. We have an elevated tent where you can meet and greet the artist, get some little, treats and bites over there as well.
So is this the premium experience?
Yes.
You're a mind reader. I'm telling you, this has been awesome. This has been a great interview. We're just rolling right into them. So fill me in. So this is only $35 for us to unlock this?
Yes. So again, festival is free, but we thought, what can we do, to take it up a notch for those people who are interested in the premium experience? And so it's a tented area over in the Explorers Garden because, again, we want you to explore the Arch grounds as much as possible. But when you're there, you get a tote bag and a lanyard. You get some sweet treats. The artists will come in and out after their performances, and so you can meet and greet and take pictures, get their autographs, and that sort of thing. So it's a really good value for $35. And again, it's still on the grounds. It's still within the festival. You can pop in and out throughout the afternoon if you'd like.
That is so cool. Camille, if it's okay for me to ask, what's your favorite part about being a part of the organization? Because to me, there's got to be so many nuances to the foundation that it's just got to be a wonderful experience.
It is. It really has been probably my favorite job that I've had ever. So being from St. Louis, and of course, the Arch is what we all know is the symbol of home in the Metro East area, just in general. When we see the Arch, we see home. And so to be able to have a role where I celebrate it on a regular basis, I am inviting people down to see it on a regular basis. At the foundation, our mission is to, conservation, preservation, and education. So how can we, tell the stories that happened here on the Arch grounds and what's continuing to happen, but also preserve it so that for generations to come, people are able to come down, enjoy it, and have the great memories that we all have.
Well, and that's such a good point too. And what I wanted to kind of touch on also, while I had you, is I was just sitting there the other day, and to hear about the connection the Arch truly has with the region, not just really the Alton side or the Missouri side, but just the regional side, where so many folks have contributed to, their family's history has been, building the Arch or being a part of that build process. I just find that so fascinating. And
It really is.
it's been such a pleasure speaking with you. And for more information, is archpark.org the best website to go to?
Absolutely, yes. Archpark.org /blues for information on the blues, but just visit our website and learn more about our organization and how we are working to support the Arch and keep it vibrant and active for generations to come.
That sounds great. Camille, thank you so much for your time. We've been talking to Camille Brooks, the Director of Programming and Events for the Arch Foundation. And Camille, once again, anytime you want to come back on the show, the floor is always going to be open for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. At 10:24, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick break, and our daily show rolls right around the corner after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry.
Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. .26, welcome back. You know, I told the audience today, Dawn, I have never asked how to pronounce your last name.
Oh, well, let me give you a tip. My maiden name was Dawn Mushill Johnson. My married name is Dawn Mushill Michelle.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I love it.
I am serious.
Well,
so that's how.
We are fresh off the Manilow concert.
Oh, come on now.
Wonderful. Fallon won big at Manilow.
She was fantastic, and she got to bring friends, and he got to meet her, and she got to meet him. And oh my, was he not present the entire time?
But you know, people don't realize for being being older,
81,
to have the pipes that you're having, because Frankie Valli and all those guys can't do it anymore, and they have the mix and the lip sync, and he doesn't need any of that stuff.
He doesn't need any of that.
Just
He's got
incredible.
His voice is good, you know. And the great part is when he was it 74 when he was on Midnight Special.
Yeah.
And they're playing Mandy and he's playing with them, and his pipes are better today. I truly
thought so
believe
too.
that.
I thought so too. Well, and honestly, it was just fun to be out there. I thought we had so many great stories, but I was just so funny because I was sitting there telling my aunt, I'm like, well, a great partnership kind of brewed because of Barry Manilow, so I'm glad we're here now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how's everything been at the chamber?
Very good. You know, we're getting ready for, in 2 weeks. Well, you had them on the barbecue.
They were cool.
They are very cool guys. I mean, they could go on the road, and just speak at radio stations, weren't they? That was our first interview.
Now, do they only do the barbecue event in your neck of the woods?
Yeah.
See, to me, whenever you're saying traveling, my immediate thought was they should travel the country and put that event on.
Yes.
Because it would just hit every box. I mean, that's a well-oiled machine.
Yes, they're fantastic. Just
I
great
love it.
guys. And, it's all their own time, volunteer. Isn't that crazy?
It just shows, too, that regardless of if it's, a little bit down the road in Troy, for us anyway, Troy or St. Jacob, we have a really strong community in the Metro East.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Well, and now we're at this day and age where, folks might not know this, but you're an author.
I am. I am. Whether I want to be or not, I am. There you go.
And this is customer service and beyond. It's all about the wow. So stellar strategies to wow your customers. I remember talking to you about this very briefly a year or two ago.
Yes.
And now, I mean, this is kind of a very appropriate time in the year to talk about this again.
Yes, very much so.
So right now, with all these nuances, and it seems like, people are, getting more and more short-staffed. They can't find enough folks. They're in there all the time. It's getting harder and harder to put that wow factor in sometimes for these mom and pop businesses.
It is. And, Madison County Employment Training recently acquired a grant for hospitality training. It's free to anyone who wants to sign up in Madison County. And I attended yesterday because I wanted to get certified or the certificate, and it was fantastic. And people can contact me and I can hook them up, and it's free to their staff. So I believe that people have not been trained on customer service. You can't assume you hire someone and they've got it.
Right.
So you have to figure out how to train it and how to be it.
Well, and on top of that, too, it seems like on all the resumes that I've seen and just that get sent in, everyone's key tribute or key, why I'm so good is customer service. But just because we worked at a business for 5 years doesn't mean we're an expert at that business. You know what? That's just me. I could be wrong.
That is correct.
Yes. Is it important for us as potential employees of a company to truly be honest about those things too? Because I feel like that's where the disconnect starts. If you hire somebody that you read on the resume of 5 years of customer service and experience and satisfaction, well, I don't need to train you.
Correct, yes. And I think the interview question, I think I've always said you hire passion and then you train them. But if you hire passion, then make sure you train them.
That's a good point.
So you come in and you're all excited about being there, but if you and you say, I've got all this experience, but you have to train them the way they want to. And I think the one thing too that an employer can do is make sure that they check themselves. Make sure that they're providing great service.
Now, how do we do that? Because that's pretty hard to do whenever it's a one-on-one thing. Because if we're in a partnership, it's pretty easy sometimes for a partner to say, hey, I don't think we're handling the phones the right way. I don't think we're really taking that first 5 minutes the way we should. How do we evaluate that in our personal life, in ourselves?
I have a tribe that I can ask, and they will tell me up front if it's great, if it stinks, where I can improve. And I think having those people to do that, I also think, I know if I have a conversation that I could have been more present, or maybe, I know I'm very conscious of that, especially when you write a book on customer service. And I tell my interns, when your boss writes a book on customer service, we're going to have some training.
Yeah.
How to answer a phone, with a cord, because the interns, they've not done that. Yeah. So to put an intern in a position and say, answer that, they're not going to have customer service because they've never done that. So I think people assume a lot, and they assume somebody's 45. You can always be better. So that's why I encourage people to attend this class. It was very good. The 4 hours went fast. Kendra was basically the trainer of the. They teamed it, but it was the trainer. And I think that it's hospitality, but it could be across any board.
Well, and, one thing I wanted to talk with you about with customer service and beyond, especially in this day and age, we're all going into the coffee shop and we're getting our cup of coffee and they're swinging that iPad around and it's saying, do you want to tip me 40% or 30% because I, did a job that I normally never got tipped at for 20 years. Is that starting to create a disconnect between patrons and the business?
I think the uncomfortable situation in that point is when that person is standing there staring at you.
Right.
Because remember, the waitress used to leave it, and then she or he would walk away, and you could fill it in. I think for me, it's only odd in places that I think it's odd.
Can you expound upon that?
For example, the other day I was at Subway, and it popped up. It popped up. But man, that lady did a great job on my sandwich.
Right.
And I'm like, why haven't we been tipping her? But who's got the coolest commercial? How about Domino's?
Yeah, that's true.
How about it? $3, you tip it. But here's what they did. You get to use it the next week, which means you're ordering again.
Right.
Some clever person was sitting in their bathtub going, I think that's a great idea, but really, truly, a great idea. It's a give, and then everybody wins. And, I think there are odd situations where, like, someone comes to do a service at your house. Let's say they're a maintenance person, and they throw out the iPad and then they put a tip on it. And then what do you do?
Yeah.
I think it's what you've got to believe in.
That's a really good point. And, when you talk about customer service and beyond, generationally speaking, that's got to be difficult anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sure it always has been tough.
Yeah.
But now with technology changing and now there's all these nuances just to go and get your cup of coffee. How do you talk to younger employees or employees alike about maybe helping the adult that's not, or the customer that's not really familiar with these new processes, and not make them feel like you're targeting them or kind of making them feel rushed or any type of, different?
Let's talk about the Barry Manilow concert.
Yeah.
When you saw the average age, I'm going to say it was probably 75 or so, or somewhere in there. How on earth did they get their ticket on their phone?
That's a good point.
I couldn't, I was thinking, how did they call their grandchild? What if they didn't have one? And I thought, what is Ticketmaster doing to say, we still have this generation that may or may not know how to do that? I went to get blood the other day, and you pre-register, but you have to put your info in and there was a gentleman sitting there, and I watched him, and I said, sir, is there anything I can help you? I'm just waiting. Well, he didn't have an appointment, and he wasn't in because he didn't know how to do it. So I went in and got my blood taken. She said, that's not our job. Oh, girl, you should have not just said that to me because I'm a customer service trainer.
Yeah.
I think just in life, you should help people. That's not my job. Should never come out of your mouth, but that's a whole nother story. So.
Well, to me though, it's you're hitting on something that's, I think, is more important than anything, because you can throw $1 million on your Facebook marketing and you could get $2 million to throw on billboards, but if every experience is not a good one, it doesn't matter how much money you spend, your customers aren't going to keep coming back.
That's right.
So I guess my question is for you is, whenever you're, especially now talking about food industry after COVID and how everything's changed, and now, maybe a customer that used to go to your spot for 15 years, they haven't been since COVID. Well, now they're getting surcharged for styrofoam takeouts and credit card service fees.
Yeah.
Is there a way to kind of handle maybe somebody that's getting hit with new information for the first time that's been a regular? I know I'm just throwing random topics out, but this is me.
I think, if you're a business owner and you get, let's say that you go to a restaurant, but you own another business, you get the surcharge on the credit card. You understand it. And if you watch, let's see, Companies That Built America, I think it is, they talk about how the credit card started and how they first pushed it on to the company, then the company pushed it on to people. And I'm like, well, that's where we are today. That's not changed at all. But I'm telling you guys, in almost all cases, they're just breaking even on that charge.
Exactly. That's a huge point.
It's a huge, it's like 3.8% or whatever it is. And I say somebody's making some cash right there for that little transaction.
Well,
so is there a monopoly out there? Do we need to take a look?
I want to be the guy that created that processing fee, because I've read a little bit about him, and he is just a buku billionaire. Just insane.
I know. Yeah.
Well, and, whenever you're training your employees, what does that actually look like? Because, we always hear about when we, especially, I guess I'm thinking when I was, 16 and 17 working for the city, I never really had the, customer service training.
Right, exactly.
I never worked at a restaurant. I never, But for maybe, other industries, do they actually have training? What does that look like?
I think training is ongoing, and that's the mistake people make.
That's a
is
great point.
People call me and they say, "Can you come train us?" And I used to say, "Yes, I'll be there, and we'll do 4 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours." And now I encourage them highly to sign a long-term contract, not because I want to make more money, but because if I'm in there somewhere every week, whether it's physical, whether it's Zoom, whether it's a blog, whether it's a podcast, every week, because you're going to be great for 2 weeks after training and then you're going to forget it.
If that long.
If that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I encourage, and I think role play, I love role play. Now, I know people hate role play. I get it. And I will never pull somebody up that doesn't want to be there. But I can even role play myself. I can be 2 or 3 people if I need to be. You have to see it. You have to let your staff bring real examples and real issues. And maybe your staff saw somebody at another organization be amazing. Show them how to be amazing.
Well, and that's another question I have for you, especially in today's world of turnover being where it is. I mean, if you're at a place for 5 years, you've done something right.
I've been there 24. I'm a little crazy.
Right. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Now with people jumping, and I don't want to say jumping jobs, but with people switching careers and going to different places, is it becoming a problem where they're bringing maybe their former company's customer service practices to this new place that could cause some disconnect? Because that's been my concern with, if we, let's say, we're a pizza company and we hired somebody that worked for Mama Joe's Pizza for 25 years and that's how they've always done things.
Correct.
But you're in a whole different platform. That could kind of halt a lot of the growth and a lot of the camaraderie and the morale that's already been in place.
Yes. I think that's an onboarding. You talk about your mission, your vision, your values, your culture is huge. I always say hire culture. Hire your culture. Don't just hire somebody. A few years ago, I attended a training and I had no idea what culture meant as far as in the office and how important it was. And it's huge. If you hire the wrong person, it becomes a toxic situation and everybody loses.
That's a really good way
everybody
to look
loses
at
it. Yeah.
And how, as a business owner, as any type of admin, how important is it to really keep a gauge on? And I'm going to make it to where a new hire feels intimidated, but to where you're kind of keeping a gauge on how the morale's going with the new hire, 2 days in, 3 days in, because to me, that could get tumultuous pretty quick.
It's a check-in.
Yeah.
I think a big mistake people make is they take the senior employee and they make them the trainer.
Oh.
If that senior employee is a renter over his or her job and not an owner, they're going to give they're going to be like, this is what they want, but this is how you really do it. When you do that, you've created another toxic person in the organization.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot.
This is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, and when you talk with business owners, just with the Troy, Maryville, St. Jacob, Chamber of Commerce, how important and critical is the customer, service and beyond that satisfaction? I don't really like to use satisfaction because not everyone's going to be satisfied all the time.
Yeah.
But the customer communication, I think, is vital. In your opinion, is that what's been really a vital piece up there?
Absolutely. And I think you have to know what your customers think. Go to your Google reviews, take a peek, ask them, do a questionnaire, find out. You know what I say also? And go to your competitor and watch what they're doing.
But that's intimidating. That could be scary, Dawn. We don't want to see what they're doing because if we don't see it, it's not true.
No, I mean like go and steal their ideas.
Oh, okay. Well, that too.
Yeah.
But
I use the word steal.
That's happened to me the last 2 years I've been here. People just keep taking the show. I'm telling you, my show airs at 9 o'clock at night now, 6 in the afternoon.
I like it.
Yeah, there's only one CJ, but
thank goodness there's only one Dawn too, and there's only one Barry.
Right, and that's a good point though, because I think though, just to get back on that little joke I had, is people don't want to look at their competitors. It's like this weird ego thing where it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like if we can't see it happening, it's not true.
Well, I think you should always be better than your best competitor. And in order to do that, you have to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love all the chamber directors locally, but don't think that I'm not seeing all their stuff going on and going, oh, I love that idea. Oh, I don't know if that would work for us. Well, don't think we're all not doing that because we all want to be better. You want to be better and better and better every day. It's just what I'm saying. Look at Barry. We talk about customer service. He delivered.
Yeah.
Period.
100%.
Yeah. Everything. In every way. Like the dancers. I want to be one of those Copa girls, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to be. Like one of those Copa behind the girl Copa girls.
I want to be the next Barry. I think I could pull this off.
Well, I could be your Copa girl, but I'm kind of old, but he's old too. So what are you going to do,
Well, it's just, whenever you said you wanted to come back on, I loved it because anytime we get a chance even to talk for a couple of minutes, it's more than warranted from me. Is your book for sale?
It is, and you know what? I don't have a tip thing on there either. You just buy it. There's no tip.
Where do you get it?
Well, there are a lot of places. One, the back of my car. I'm just going to not lie. My mom, in Sue's Corner in Granite City, she's my biggest seller. She's got them in there.
I love it.
You can get them on Amazon. You can get them online, dawnmushill.com. I also have Change Your Attitude, Change Your Underwear, which is a class I teach. So those are all of my sayings. No bad days, just bad moments. This too shall pass. Everything happens for a reason. That's my mom. Live your dream. These are great cups because this is what I invented because when I left training, they said, I want more of you. I want more of you. And I thought maybe this would remind them of what that training was. And then check these out.
That is cool.
Aren't those cool?
Be an owner of your life and not a renter. That is really cool.
Be an owner of your job, not a renter, and be present here now.
I love it.
So again, something to sit on your desk so that it reminds you of that training or reminds you of that thing that you do. Aren't they neat?
That's beautiful.
So yeah, they could just dawnmushill.com, DAWNMUSHILL.com. Don't forget about all the chamber stuff too. You can come. We have our big thing on the 21st downtown Troy.
Guess who's going to be there, I think?
Woo-hoo.
Well, I'm not saying I think. We are going to be there.
You are going to be
for
there.
2 hours. This is my
Yes.
first. Well, actually, I was been in Belleville. So second time up there.
Yeah,
Is
up
it
there, down there.
Down there?
Down there.
Dang it, I do it
That's
every
all right.
time.
It's okay.
I get yelled at from my
We're gonna
text line,
do
too.
We got to get John to Bobby's, right? We talked about John going to Bobby's. We got to get him to Alfonso's, and we got to get him. Where else do we talk about up there somewhere? Yeah, we got to get him. We got to show him the towns. All four.
I think we're gonna bring the GoPro out and see if we can do some touring with the boss man.
I like that. We got food trucks, and we have a electric car show.
That's right.
Remember that? That's a new right?
Ooh, we got to get you back on and just promote the whole damn thing.
All
Can we
right.
do that in a couple weeks?
Well, we can do that anytime. I can come. I'm here. Like, I told you I have an 11:30 big luncheon. No, I'm all about CJ first, and then I'll get to that event.
I
right?
love it.
Yeah.
Well, because we have Perfectly Imperfect coming up. Have you read this book yet?
Yes.
Really cool. And
Very
they
good
just had a
book.
sequel coming up.
Yes.
And Tara's been on the show a couple of
Yeah.
times. We're going to do one more preview. But
Tara's
in a
the best.
She is the
Yeah,
best. She's right there.
I know. Where is she?
Right there.
There's Tara.
And but can we get you back on in a couple weeks?
Absolutely. I'm here whenever you need me.
I just love you, Dawn. I love the partnership that's
Yeah,
getting ready to come.
absolutely.
Stay tuned at
There's more to
10:45. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you know this. We have the oldest, most continuous little theater in the state of Illinois.
Yes, it's the coolest ever.
Right here.
They had a Barry Manilow guy on there that did all Barry Manilow stuff. It's the owner guy. I forgot his name. Darn
Kevin?
it. Kevin. He was fantastic. He was probably 2 years ago.
The
He's
live read.
fantastic.
The live read sets
Yes,
itself up.
yes.
Now Oliver is on stage right now. It's running for a couple of more days. Get your tickets now. But here's your last chance to save big on season tickets for the 91st season. $85 gets you 6 shows, 2 extras, and so much more. You know what $85 gets you across the river?
Nada.
Half a parking
Maybe
spot.
parking, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. Be entertained with some of the best performers in our region as they hit the stages in St. Louis, but they come over here and they give us their passion as well. Join Lee Cox and myself on the first and last Thursday of each month with Theater Thursday and call 618-462-3205 to reach their box office or altlittletheater.org.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Mathews Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Mathews team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MathewsInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Well, it's all right, even if they say you're wrong. Well, it's all right.
Welcome back. Sorry, I have been all over the place today. You know what happened is, I don't know if I told you, you'll be proud of me. I quit smoking cigarettes and nicotine. I'm now hit week 1 today. I'm still an ass, but the craving's gone away. But I think it's made. I was so confused last week. I was just like punch drunk. Like Tyson went like 14 rounds with me every day. So I like quadruple booked you. I am so sorry I did that. I am like just very sorry. So how's the book been since we talked a month ago?
Yeah. So no, we're really well. You two may not even know this because we really didn't kind of let it out that we hit so fast because we wanted to keep the momentum building. But we actually hit #1 international bestsellers in 7 hours.
That's what I thought, because you came on you didn't say it on the show, but you did fill me in that this was already achieved.
Fast. It was quick, and we didn't want to let the authors or anyone really know because we wanted to see how many other countries we could hit in that 48-hour time span.
That is so cool. How many countries have you reached?
Oh goodness. For this particular book, we went #1 in 5 countries and top 100 in the 6th. We hit into 100 categories, which our publisher said was unheard of, and 41 of those were #1.
What do you attribute that to?
So we had amazing authors that really jumped in and networked together, and it's really a grassroots effort that we all just shared. I also, though, I know that it has something to do with the first one. We created a movement, and the women just really felt the power of it and the encouragement and motivation, and they saw another one coming out and jumped in.
We also are joined in studio by Dr. Jennifer Kapler, and we got the Stella Webb over there.
Yes.
So can I tell you a funny story?
Please.
I coach for the Alton the Irish Soccer Club, and I have a team they're getting ready to go into high school and all that, but last year's my first year taking over, and I have a player named Stella. I kept calling her Stella Webb. I swear to God. I knew her last name wasn't Webb. It just kept rolling off the tongue.
How old is she?
I think middle school still. That's the middle school team.
That's the middle, because my grandson has a Stella in his class. So.
Oh, that'd be interesting. But I seriously, all summer, all soccer season was Stella Webb. Good job, Terrible. Just terrible. But, as we're gearing up for Friday, this is really cool. You're at Rustic Roots this time?
We are. So Rustic Roots, this is going to be a little bit different. We are having authors from both books come together.
Cool.
It's really a great networking event for everyone to kind of meet and greet, share stories with each other. It's open to the public from 6 to 8:30. I'm super excited. It's such a beautiful space.
That's so cool. Now, what are we going to be witnessing right when the doors open? Can you take us through a little bit of a walkthrough if we could?
Well, I see you two looking at me because they're like, well, you haven't even told us yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all learning. I love this. We're all learning together. Here we go.
Yes. So from 5 to 6 is going to be all authors and VIPs, and it's just a chance for some of the women to connect. I mean, we've all kind of talked to each other on Facebook and social media and things like that, but it's really a time to get face-to-face. Hear the stories behind the stories, and then just allow the public to come in. And I know there's a lot of people who are coming for autographs. They've already purchased the books or whatever, but they have certain stories that they've really related to. You know, these two had amazing, powerful stories, and so I think that's what the readers are wanting to, come and connect with them. Just have the opportunity to, because I've gotten personal messages where people are like, wow, like this really hit. It has allowed me to kind of see some possibilities that I didn't know existed, and they're really coming to meet the author that kind of opened that door for them.
I got to ask you this, and Dr. Jennifer, Dr. Jennifer?
Dr. Jen is,
Dr. Jen. Well, Dr. Kapler, probably the right way to say it. Did you write in the first book as well?
No.
So take me through your time writing here in this second book. Was there some hang-ups along the way? Did you ever think, man, maybe I shouldn't be writing this right now? Or
No. So I got asked to be in the first book because I know Nina, and then through Nina I met Tara. And I was like, it's not time for me yet. It just wasn't time. I was still dealing with a lot of grief and a lot of issues. And so when the second book came out, they were like, hey, we're doing this. And I said, I'm on it. Wrote my chapter, turned it in. I think I was like...
First one, second one, something like that.
Second, third person.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Seriously,
It was time.
Did you get a feeling of empowerment writing through it?
When you're writing your story, you get to see it from another perspective of, oh, you know what? This is what I'm doing. Oh, that's right. Okay, this is where I need to go. And it's like you're experiencing a different perspective of your own life when you're writing it.
Really interesting. And now, whenever you're writing, I got to ask you, did you have any of those thoughts of, man, why did I do it that way? Or why didn't I do that? Is it okay for me to, I don't want to throw you on the spot there.
No, not with this chapter. No.
Interesting.
I knew right off the bat what I was going to write about because I had just gotten a health scare and it came out of the blue and sucker. Well, I can't really say it came out of the blue. I'd had warning for years, but it came and sucker punched me, and I knew that's exactly what I was going to write about because all of it led through my grief and healing and processing. And
very fascinating. Thank you for sharing. And then Stella, getting back over to this side of the studio desk, did you write? You wrote in the first book, didn't you?
No, I did not. I was asked to write in the first book too, but I was in the middle of doing a whole lot of stuff with Soul Sanctuary, so I needed to focus on that. And then Tara came and asked if I would be interested in doing the second book, and I was going to do it. My chapter is more. It kind of wrote itself. It's about my abusive childhood. When I grew up in this very abusive home, in my entire childhood, it was brutal. It was very brutal. And so I wrote about that. I wrote about how I spent years healing from that and to get to where I am today, right? Where now that, I help others to heal from their wounds and from the inner wounds that we don't actually see.
That's why I think the book's so important. I mean, I really do. And kudos to you for having the strength to write through that, because that's, for both of you, those are very traumatic experiences. But, for some individual that's sitting out there, and maybe, it's a middle schooler or a high schooler that's, just kind of bored one day and maybe lost and needs something to, read. They read your story and maybe they're going through the same thing or something similar. And even if they're, to me, it's not even a gender specific thing. You can get empowerment from anyone's story. You can feel like you're going to get the answer from anyone's story if you connect to it. I think that's why it's so important, because knowing you, Stella, the time I have, and then, Dr. Kapler, I haven't known you as long, but just your time in studio, I would have never even thought about the baggage that, or the baggage that comes with that, or the experiences that you've been going through. And I think that's important for all of us to learn about it and know that, everyone has something that they fought through, but you still got to go through the day to day, and you still got to get through it too.
A lot of times when you find people who are out there helping other people, it's usually because they grew up in a certain way and they want to be the person that they needed when they were kids, right?
That's a great point.
And so, or at a different point in their life, right? And so allowing that story to come out, it actually felt very cleansing for me.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did. I've actually written part of that, and I was a journalist. I was a columnist for years, and I wrote some of that for a column at one point. But going through and the way that I did and bringing it back around to the healing part and stuff felt so very cleansing.
Wow.
Yeah. For me and for my family that had to experience it.
Wow. Now that's really interesting. So even from an external standpoint, there was a sense of healing there.
Yes, very much so.
Well, I agree, and it's funny because sometimes conversations will come up and where you're simply looking at your family and your children and letting them know, like, thank you for your patience, because when you were young, I was unhealed. And so we're just so differently showing up in spaces that, for me, like, I wish this had happened younger so that I would have shown up differently. Although I will say that I wouldn't have had the lessons that I did to put me in the place that I am now, to appreciate it all and have brought all of this together. I am crazy passionate about this project because it does give a platform to allow these women to come together and share their stories, because that's when you said, like, what was it that kind of ignited and took this off. I think that for me and others, it's really coming together to heal at just a deeper level, because they're able to be like, wow, I'm not alone, or it's not just me, or I can see myself in this, and wow, they had a way out. And not only a way out, they're all #1 international best-selling authors at this point. And so it's really been an amazing journey.
Well, and for all the individuals that you've worked with as a coach, I got to ask you too, was there a point maybe a couple of years ago where, and I'm sure it hit you early on, where you're like, man, all these individuals have amazing stories. It's just there's a hang up that we got to work through, and once they break through it, there's going to be completely fields of gold and that beautiful horizon that's awaiting us. Did that have anything to do with the book too? Because you work with a lot of people that I'm sure are just a hang up away from achieving it all.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, fear kills more dreams than anything. People, it's basically that when the pain point tips over that fear is when someone will take some action to do something, to make a change or whatever. And so a lot of the women that we approached over the last, year and a half with both these projects, not everyone said no out of fear. Some people had really legitimate things. It was not the right time. They had too much going on, whatever. There was a lot of fear. There was a lot of women, even after we started, who backed out. We lost authors that were like, no, this isn't right. And it really was one of those things. And there was a few in this one that we almost lost that we kept in it. And they're so glad they did. And it simply was because the thought of, what will others think? What will they say? What will, my family doesn't know. No one at work, no, whatever. And I was like, does that change anything? We've all gotten so good at putting these facades up that you would never know kind of what we've gone through or how we've dealt with it or whatever. So this just really allows us to say, listen, you're not, we are just like you, and we've been there.
Well, and that's why I think Friday's going to be so cool because, I mean, the first book, that was incredible. The second book's doing just such a great job, too. But to get everyone in that room that, obviously wants to be a part of it and all that good stuff for the public standpoint, but even just the authors of both books, to be in there, just think about all the growth that you could really have just going up and talking to some authors about some of their stories and asking those, but maybe behind the scenes questions if they're, feeling comfortable enough to talk about those things. I'm sure, is that going to be okay to
Oh, absolutely.
do?
I mean, that and definitely also networking. I mean, take advantage of coming and utilize, like, this is a community
This is so
outreach.
cool.
And so that's the whole point, is that these women, we're all here to help each other grow in whatever area that means. Like with Stella with Soul Sanctuary, I have a very, very huge heart for what she does because honestly, if we had more time, I would go in and tell you that, meeting her and her teaching me how to do self-guided meditations and slowing myself down enough to be able to get the thoughts together is how we really got here. And so all of us need, it's so important to put those pieces together. And Jennifer and I know each other through NLP. Mm-hmm. And so it really is important to put those pieces to the puzzle together of, we don't have to know it all. We get the opportunity to find the people who help fill in those gaps.
Yep.
Wow. I just don't, I'm honestly kind of speechless because it's amazing, though, that there's all these unique tie-ins, from, whether it's community tie-ins, whether it's conversational tie-ins, or just different connections that you made through different programs. And what I think's great is that defines human life. I mean, we have all these connections that, sometimes I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I'll look through my contact books just to see. I'm like, man, I got every state covered. I got a couple of countries covered. Oh my goodness. I haven't talked. I met him at a Holiday Inn 20 days ago. Who knows? But the whole point I'm making here is the connections are deep. And the connections in this community go a lot further than just the 618. And I think that you three have a great gauge on that because you've collaborated and contributed with artists from all over, or authors all over the country to empower more folks.
Yeah, we did, and that's the thing is, and we're gonna keep doing this because there is such a need for just people to belong to an empowering community that is really just there to help them grow and to get out of their own way. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Absolutely. And as we're going forward, what time on Friday?
So Friday is going to be at Rustic Roots in Wood River. Doors open to the public at 6 o'clock until 8:30. And I also want to plug that Jennifer and I are doing a book signing in Grafton.
At the Grafton Visitor Center and Museum from 12 to 4 on Saturday, August 11th.
Sunday,
August 11th. Sunday.
Sunday.
I was like, wait a minute, Saturday, I'm going
and
to paint.
where was that at again?
At the Grafton Visitor Center and Museum.
Really cool. Stella, anything going on down the pipeline that you want to fill us in on?
Well, Soul Sanctuary's doing what Soul Sanctuary does. We've got a great group of facilitators now that do all kinds of fun stuff, astrology and Reiki and all kinds of stuff. So it's just doing what it always does.
I'm just proud of all of you in this room for doing this because it's not easy to put yourself out there and especially share stories about yourself too. I mean, it's one thing to go out and do a Facebook Live and, hey, here's what we're doing today. But when you're sharing about yourself, and that's a little nerve-wracking. So seriously, thank you all for being brave enough to do it. And I can only imagine the amount of people you empowered and just made them feel a little bit more comfortable in their journeys. So once again, Friday at Rustic Roots, 6:30 to 8:30.
6 to 8:30.
God dang it. I knew I was going to do it. I do it every time. 6 to 8:30 where you can see Tara, you can see Stella, you can see Dr. Kaplan. And and you can see all the authors from both books. But you can still get it online, both of them at Amazon, correct?
You can. I would really prefer if you know an actual author, get it directly from them.
Cool.
They will have, there will be books from the first and the second available at Rustic Roots. So if they want to, get them, they will be there.
That's really cool.
And if they can't make it there Friday, they can come to Grafton on Sunday, and both books will still be available because we're both selling the books.
How about that? Sunday, what time again?
12 to 4.
There you go. And we'll link everything on an article on RiverBender.com. But, I'm out of time. Sorry. I was just, it's the lack of, it's all the oxygen that was rushing back to my brain that threw me off. I'll see you back here for more of our daily show tomorrow. And remember to mark your calendars for 5 o'clock on Friday night for that Scotty McCreery pre-show. Until Thursday, just try your best, or Wednesday, try your best to stay out of jail.